Outside doesn't want to walk. No?
Morning.
So take out the Gemara and also Rambam, Sefer Nashim.
Do we still hold nowadays that a woman who gives birth has to wait 2 years and 2 days before she?
Yeah, I see this Sfaradim here say yes, but Ashkenazim are not holding it so much. If you look at the Sfaradim of Hamovadia and his son, they use it. Look, an unusual Sefer Halacha. The name of the Sefer is Halichot.
Oh, so there's the.
We know just Halacha a day, otherwise we're not get out of it.
Right.
You see, I just want to show the topics, very distinct topics. The first topic is Avat Abriot. The second one is rebuke. The third one is Kibud Amadei Chachamim, Kibud Zkenim, Kibud Orim, Ben Ish Leishto, Shachen Tov, neighbors.
So Adam Chavero.
No, but the entire book. I mean, this is the book. You know, this is the title of the book. See, for instance, the halachot of good neighbors. It's a Gemara. There's many Gemarot in Bavavat. Masa u'matan be'emunah, tzedakah, maaser ksafim.
Sounds like having the windows between the buildings and
between
the houses.
You learn
no, I know it's Bavavat.
Can you? I mean, forget now the New York City law. Can you have music till late at night? Can you? You have no idea when you live in a small communities how much, even here, but here.
I'm sure the rabbis are very busy with all these.
No, the rabbi said the minute when you would stop that, I thought we would start with the topic of Bikur Cholim.
Okay.
What is the mitzvah? How would you define the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim?
It's different nowadays. In those days, we learned many times that you're supposed to do that. The idea is to help the Choleh. But nowadays, when the people when we visit, really not helping them so much. They're in a hospital and things like that. They're not depending on us. Unless sometimes you're there with a relative, like a parent, and you're there staying with them to make sure the hospital doesn't do anything wrong. Which actually, that does happen.
So listen, this is the halakha of today. Ikara mitzvah, the main part of Bikur Cholim is to encourage him, to inspire him, to make him feel inspired. I mean, each one of us had difficult times. You talk to people. What makes? I mean, he knows he's sick. Mm-hmm. He knows he's in the hospital. He knows he's in the house. And to talk about the Yankees, if he's a big Yankee fan, you feel that it's going to uplift him. But the idea is to uplift him. Because anyone that is isolated, many of us are isolated, even though you smile and talk to people, but you are alone. Alone, you don't have real friends. Ikara mitzvah is lechazko, to encourage him. לדבר על ליבו, לגרום לו נחת רוח. This part we don't know. ומעיקר המצווה להתפלל ולבקש עליו רחמים. Today, basically, we feel fulfilling it by saying, let's say, רפואה שלמה. באמת, I mean, go back to how many people we, באמת is just to stand and say back to him, okay, if he looks very funny, stand on the side or your mind. Me'ikar mitzvah is, okay.
I think if you stand by the guy and start praying to him, he's gonna panic.
Right. So this is why you have to be. I'll give you an interesting example that happened here. Take it, open it up, Cafe Hamudar. The halacha of today was halacha of Bikur Cholim, but the main part of the mitzvah, halachically, is to encourage, to inspire, to. And then the man that lies in the hospital, even if he has, he's isolated, man. We are learning Gemara, Masechet Sukkah Daf Chafei. So we read from the book that the big part of mitzvah Bikur Cholim is to pray for him, either in the room. Occasionally, very few times when I visited people, they would say, come, let's say together, let's say chapter of Kodesh. Come, a man says to you, I'm very sick now. So look again, the Daf Chafei, our topic was Osek Mitzvah Patur Min HaMitzvah. We looked at the Rambam, and the Rambam says, any mitzvah that cannot be fulfilled by others, but by you have to close the Gemara. So the question, look again at the Rashi, look at the Mishnah, Daf Chafei Amud Aleph, Shaluchei mitzvah peturim min hasukah, a man on a mission to fulfill a mitzvah is exempt from the mitzvah of sukkah. This is cholim u'meshamsheim. If you attend a sick person on Sukkot, you are patur min hasukah. So the chole is patur because he's a mistaher. But those who assist him are patur because they are osek b'mitzvah. The question was, look at the Rashi. Rashi is like this. Shaluchei mitzvah. Look at the Rashi. See Rashi? Yeah. Rashi gave us 3 examples.
Do they use sukkah for a reason to storaita, Rabbi, or?
What should the Mishnah? Remember,
I mean, we have a lot of different. I don't know. I'm asking you.
For Chanukah, it takes exactly 40 seconds to light. So what are you patur for? Mm-hmm. We're talking here about mitzvah sukkah. Mitzvah sukkah is a sin. Remember, today it's very easy for us. עוסק במצווה פטור for matzah, עוסק במצווה פטור from tefillin, עוסק במצווה פטור. Question is, when are you defining the concept of עוסק במצווה? Right. So the question on Rashi is using הולכי בדרך מצווה כגון ללמוד תורה. First example Rashi chose are young people who are going for a long time to study. As they are traveling, they are patur. The obvious question was, the halacha for Osek b'mitzvah does not apply. I mean, this is what we does not apply to someone who learns. So the Shulchan Aruch Harav, the Chasidei Lubavitch. But what is Lubavitch? Lubavitch is a branch of Chassidut that dates back 200 years ago. And the first one was Rav Baal HaTanya. He wrote one of the big claims against Chassidim at that time was, I'm not taking mitzvot very serious. This rabbi wrote.
Lubavitch is Russian, right, Rabbi? More or less.
Lubavitch is Russian. He took, remember, Lubavitch today, Lubavitch there is like the stars and the world. Yeah? At that time, it was a branch of Chassidut, it was a different type of thing. Anyway, he writes like this. We sit now and learn, we have a mitzvah. So we have to close the Gemara. If Chas v'Shalom, we have to go for mitzvah. But when a person is devoting his life, which means 5 years of his life, 18 hours a day, this is a different level of mitzvah. So he says that when Rashi here means Olchei b'derech mitzvah is not you travel to Israel to study in Mikdash Melech 8 hours a day and you come to your parents 3 times a year, they come to you twice. No, he's saying that this is people who are 24/7. So this is why Rashi, but the Pele is why did Rashi chose it to be the first one. The second example of Rashi is ללמוד תורה ולקבל פני רבו, Also a big chidush. You are traveling on Sukkot or Pesach to say hello to your rabbi. Another rabbi you took pictures with, and you're coming from another picture in the sukkah. A rabbi that you learn most of your life with him. Yes. So it's a mitzvah to. So even though I'm only traveling here, I'm not there.
Yeah.
You realize all the three examples are you are traveling to learn. You are traveling to visit your rabbi. You're traveling to Peturim in a sukkah, fine. So the Gemara learns it from Pesukim. Okay? The second chidush of the Gemara is that even a groom who is really not fulfilling a mitzvah during the ceremony, during the dancing, but since his mind is occupied, chidush gadol, yeah? His mind is occupied with the mitzvah. And look at the Gemara, look at the beginning of the Gemara.
So one is physically occupied, the other one is mentally occupied.
Like the chidush, correct. It's big chidush, even though physically he's not doing anything now. He's mentally occupied. The Gemara says that this, listen to this. Go to the third line of the Gemara. מכאן אמרו, הכונס את הבתולה פטור, ואת האלמנה חייב, only if he marries virgin. If she's a widow, it's chayav. What is the difference? The difference is normally, at the time of the Gemara, most grooms never touched the girl before they got married. Imagine what goes on in the mind. If she's a widow, she's already an experienced woman. What marriage is about, is not so nervous.
But shouldn't it say that he's also experienced? Because if he was never married prior, then of course, even if she's a amana, then he would be tarud, no?
Okay, so you learn ketubot now. When you learn ketubot, you see that if she's a virgin or not, it makes halachic differences. It's like a woman that had a relationship with 180 men, 180 can marry a woman that had 180 Jewish boy can marry a Kohen. Again, she's not a virgin, she's a piece of garbage, but she can marry a Kohen if she wants. Kohen Gadol, he meant is Kohen Gadol. Kohen Gadol cannot marry a woman, is not a virgin.
The girl had a relationship.
But in the time of the Talmud, if a woman is not a virgin, it raises a lot of suspicion why she's not. Yes, not today you go to college, you forget how you do. So the Gemara says, "Bet almana chayav." Listen carefully what the Gemara is asking. Skip few lines. Look at my finger. Look at the b'chol.
The boy is her, right?
Correct. But if she's a widow, he's not nervous.
He knows she's okay.
Now the Gemara says, which step? Please listen carefully.
What's the first word on the line?
B'chol. Skip, please show to them. Listen to this. אלא מעתה טבעה ספינתו בים, sent a shipment, invested a lot in the shipment and the boat sunk. The stocks were down. The Talmud, I mean, the mind is going crazy. Which type of an excuse is it for the bride, for the groom? I mean, people have a lot of pleasures in life.
Well, one's a mitzvah, one's not a mitzvah.
But this is going to be the answer, what I said. Listen to this. Maybe any man that has a lot of pleasure in himself is patur. ואמר רבי אבא בר זבדא אמר רב אבל חייב בכל המצוות האמורות בתורה חוץ מן התפילין. And the first day
and his mind is tarud.
Man lost his father, lost his mother. His mind is crazy.
Of course.
He's chayav in all the mitzvot except tefillin. שנאמר בהם the reason your answer is obvious, but listen to this. The Gemara is asking Abel, Why is it chayav mitzvot? His mind is.
Yeah.
Listen, the Gemara answers. Hacha tarud tirda de mitzvah. Atam tarid tirda de rishit. Very interesting answer. Which means the reason why the groom is occupied is about to fulfill the mitzvah. Shem Yishmereinu v'Yatzileinu, each one of us, most of us, experience Aveilut. Of course, your mind. Are you obligated, Eli, to have sorrow in your mind, or the Aveilut, basically the mitzvah is to sit at here. There's a Yotzet is going to Israel. Now, what was the mitzvah? Rip your garments, sit on the floor, don't wear shoes. This is how I show respect to the deceased. But what you feel internally is you. It's not part of the mitzvah. This is the chidush of the Gemara. Yeah? Again, by a chatan, the reason why he is busy and occupied is
He's the player.
he's the player, and his pleasure is because of the mitzvah.
Really, because
By Avelim,
we're not the player.
by Avelim,
But the Havana Kadisha is handling everything.
we're talking about the 7 days that you sit and cry non-stop. Chevra Kadisha got paid, they're going, the mat is in the box, in the grave. We're talking after the burial. After the burial.
Right.
Before the burial,
Before the
burial, you are dead. Then you are patur from brachot, from shachrit, from. We're talking about after the burial. Here you see the Gemara says, "Chutz milat tefillin." On the first day, even after the burial, you're not putting tefillin. If the burial took place the second day, let's say a man died on Sunday, was buried on Monday. Right, Chacham.
Remember in the afternoon they made it.
Chacham Yaakov, most people tell you, okay.
I went in the room, I did it by myself.
So listen to this. והעוסק במצווה, פטור מן המצווה, מהכה נפקא. Are we learning it from Kiryat Shema? Mehacha nafka, we learn it from a different place. Listen carefully. The Tanya, ויהי אנשים אשר היו טמאים לנפש אדם. Listen to me at Pesach Sheni. People approach Moshe, we are Tameh, why should we, right, be exempt? Now, who are the people? Listen. אותם אנשים מי היו? Please listen carefully. Who are the people who approach Moshe? נושאי ארונו של יוסף היו דברי רבי יוסף הגלילי. They carried Yosef from Egypt. Yes? Right? דברי רבי יוסף הגלילי. רבי עקיבא אומר, מישאל בארץ צפון. They were the cousins, nephews of Aaron, who carried the body of Nadav Avihu. Nadav Avihu offered the Ketoret. They died instantly. Someone had to carry the body. Those people who carried the bodies to be buried. Rabbi Yitzchak Omer, I disagree with the two opinions. Why? אם נושאי ארונו של יוסף היו, כבר היו יכולים להיטהר. Remember, when did they carry the Aron of Yosef? They came out of Israel. When they got to the desert, right? What do you do with the Aron? You're not busy anymore. Look at the Rashi a second. She says, look at the Rashi in the beginning of the narrow lines here, in the top left. Rashi, you see the Rashi here, second white line. This is what Rashi says. This is interesting to keep in mind chronologically. They came out of Egypt.
It's the family of Yosef carrying Yosef.
No, this is the cousins. The cousins of the children of Aaron. שהרי באחד בניסן הוקם המשכן. They're in the desert already, yes? Remember, this is a long time. Yes? שהרי באחד בניסן הוקם המשכן, ושני לו, ב' בניסן, they burned the first פרה אדומה, שרף אלעזר את הפרה, שיזוע כמהם מת שבהם לעשות פסחיהם בטהרה. Right? So he says, what do you mean you carry the body? There was already the ashes of Parah Adumah. You had plenty of time to purify yourself. When you're coming to me, you cannot drink Korban Pesach. Why didn't you purify yourself? This is why this rabbi doesn't like the opinion of the first two. So who were they? This is our, look a second. Ella, look, go back to the Gemara. אלא עוסקים באמת מצווה היו, שחל שביעי שלהם להיות בערב פסח. Those people buried a week ago, a week before Pesach, they buried the relatives. People die regularly. So they're coming to Moshe. Today is the 7th day, yes? We are still Tameh. He said that we were sprinkled. But שנאמר ולא יכלו לעשות הפסח ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא הם יכולים לעשות, למחר יכולים לעשות. So the people who legally, remember today as Mel mentioned before, we had a חברת האישה, at that time, the family members buried. So they tell Moshe, we are still Tameh today, what should we do? So now the question is, we have two sources here with Oseg mitzvah, Patur min mitzvah. One, the pasuk in Kiryat Shema that says, "Belechtecha baderech," only if you travel for your leisure time, then you are chayav b'mitzvot. But if you travel for mitzvah like Pidyon Shavuim, you are patur. And the second pasuk we learn from Korban Pesach. Yes. Why do I need two sources? Yes. The Gemara answers, "Tzaricha." I needed two. ויהיה השמועין הנתם, משום דלא מטה, זמן חיובה דפסח. Now what does it mean? The question is, what gave the relatives the right to actively be busy burying the relatives if you know that a week from now you have to be the Korban Pesach? Yes? Right?
That's a good question. We'll give them right.
There are two situations. Most of the time when we spoke, we said the mitzvah is this. Someone is taking care of a sick person, does he have to go to the sukkah or not? So the two, I'm right now actively busy with the mitzvah, another mitzvah falls on me. The mitzvah of sukkah, I'm actively busy taking care of. Okay, oseg mitzvah, patur min mitzvah.
And they're both time sensitive.
What?
And they're both time sensitive.
Right.
Can't put it off. You
Right.
told me like Hanukkah, you can push it off or whatever.
But here, you have a week.
Sick person needs
Who
help.
says that oseg b'mitzvah a week ago is patur min mitzvah, patur min mitzvah now?
Moshe's question.
I have a pasuk that tells me. So look again.
What was Moshe's question on this? You brought Moshe to understand. They
No,
came to Moshe?
No.
Or Moshe questioned them?
They came to Moshe. They came to
That was it.
Moshe.
They came to Moshe.
You see, listen carefully.
They had a choice.
No, they're coming to ask a question. Everyone is bringing the korban. We are not.
Right. Because someone of their family died.
And so the question was, the day of the burial, if you bury, you know, a week from now,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to be Korban Pesach. Perhaps hire other people to do it.
But it falls on you. But I don't
Maybe. No. Everyone. Me and you buried our parents. Did you bury? No.
No.
But it falls on you, you just said it, no? You
Right.
said it fell on you. The answer is, the Chevra Kadisha is doing it on your behalf.
It's
Brit-
part of me.
Brit Milah is also a mitzvah. The Torah says, but when you pay the moher, pointed at you and you'll be there.
It's like you did it.
Right. But the question is, again,
So is it because they touched the body, or is
it's
it?
not because you touch the body. Not automatically. Not automatically. Only if you touch the body. So burying the body, even if they dig the grave, they're not tameh. The minute they handle the body and they put it down, this is when they become tameh. So here the Gemara says something fascinating. What gave them the right a week ago to participate in the burial if they know that they are losing the mitzvah of Pesach? The answer is osek b'mitzvah, patur min mitzvah. Right now, as you say, right now they have the mitzvah of burying the relative.
Okay.
So the Gemara says maybe the rule of osek b'mitzvah, patur min mitzvah applies only if, when I did the mitzvah 7 days ago, I was not commanded to do
Yeah,
sukkah.
that's right.
I was not commanded to do Pesach.
You don't have both in front of
Right.
you.
But
You're not-
but when it comes to a mitzvah like Kiryat Shema, right now your mind is occupied, but you have another obligation, perhaps you have to fulfill the other obligation. When are you exempt? If when the first mitzvah fell on you, the other obligation is not here, it's coming. And by doing it, I'm going to lose it. But
It's not even existing.
correct.
That's a very important part of
You
it.
know that a week from now.
It's coming.
But here, at your wedding, the time comes to say Kiryat Shema, the time comes to say Abit Tzedek. Perhaps.
But with the Shema, they use Tarid, and you don't have the mitzvah not coming up until you
Right.
after the wedding.
Like,
So they're saying you patur because you're Tarid, not because you're saying the mitzvah.
Very-
The mitzvah's
very good.
coming up. So you
very
sort of,
good, Eli, but remember the pasuk is, even if you are occupied now, he's patur because now he's occupied.
what's occupied now? His mind is occupied,
And this
but the
is
mitzvah is not
a
occupied with the
special
mitzvah.
pasuk.
He's occupied with, but he's not doing the mitzvah.
Go to the Gemara now.
So if he gets married in the daytime, there's no mitzvah of Kiryat Shema.
Right. No, but the chidush is most people that marry is not your right. Then you like go to the Gemara, go back to Amud HaRashid. Look at the Rashi, the white lines ubelechtecha baderech rak hachatan. See the Rashi?
First one.
You hear what Eli said? Eli said the groom is busy because for 5 hours later, says the Rashi.
Occupied right now.
Listen to Rashi. ואף אגב, דהוא נמי במצווה תמיד, הצטריכה לאות רי קראי. היה בכתיב חד, כיוון, listen to this, היה בכתיב חד, כיוון דחתן, לא בהד יכתיב בכת, הפסוק doesn't say it openly. הווה אמינא, לא פטר הכתוב אליי, אלא טורח ועושה מלאכת מצווה בידיים. Right now, I am busy entertaining the sick man. So right now, I will
I'm
send the
occupied with
mitzvah,
mitzvah.
or mehalech lemitzvah. I cannot get to the shop.
That was a Rashi.
Aval
That's like a
chatan.
Rashi gave. Holech b'derech mitzvah.
אבל חתן, שהוא יושב ובטל ואינו עושה. Right now at the wedding, when you're dancing, you are not doing anything. It's only your mind, אלא תריד במחשבת בעילה, is occupied. I have to be with a girl in bed. Maybe, לא פטר הכתוב אליי. ילקח, מקרא יתרה שמואינה, the extra pasuk is teaching me, פטור מקריאת שמע, the תריד במחשבת בעילה. He's not patur because he's about to do the mitzvah.
No.
He's right now. This is the chidush gadol more. This is why I read with you before the question of the Gemara. And he wanted that a net loss of a business. Right now, his mind is occupied. The answer is so what? So the chidush is. See, I cannot say. But here's the point. I cannot say. My mind is so occupied getting lulav and sukkah. This is your problem. You're occupied. But here, you cannot help it.
Is-
The Chidush is that even though it's a Talmud now, not because it's later, it's Patur.
Is this Katan or Sekri Mitzvah Patur Mitzvah, or is it separate that we're going to say, or Sekri Mitzvah even is Tarud, or is it a different halacha?
Talmud has the same halacha.
As I said.
That's correct.
Okay, let's say, so we're
It's
going to.
exactly what the Rashi is saying.
Okay.
This is why I need to be secure. Now go back to, let's just finish the piece of the Gemara, then we'll look at the Rambam. No, we went a second to look at the Rashi. The Shmuin and Acha, I would learn from Kiryat Shema that I'm patur for mitzvot משום דלק הקלה, אבל הטעם דליק הקלה, אימה לא צריך. The Gemara says, tremendous chidush is. I would say that I'm not allowed, going back to David's point, I'm not allowed to participate in the funeral or actively bury a relative because you're going to lose a mitzvah that has once a year in Kala. The chidush is they were permitted, what gave them permission to bury the relatives or not hire other people to do it. The answer is, observe the mitzvah, or do the mitzvah. So the conclusion is, again, any type of a mitzvah, even though the second mitzvah is a bigger mitzvah. Right now, I'm busy with this mitzvah, but do that mitzvah. So let's look at the Rambam. I took out the Rambam here. Look at the Rambam. And remember again, what the Avel is a big question.
They bring it back in the Gemara.
No. The Gemara, I'll tell you what the Gemara is asking. The Gemara is asking, where do you learn that the Avel is chayav to put the filin? The Gemara learns from Yechezkel. Okay, if you want, I mean, look further. The Gemara says, Avel chayav b'sukkah. Peshita. Why would you think that Avel is patur from sukkah? So the Gemara says, Ma'u detema, Ril ve'amar Rab Abba bar Zavda amar Rab Mitztaer patur v'sukkah. Hanami, not doing it. If a man is Mitztaer, if a man doesn't feel comfortable in the sukkah patur. Avel, the man, I mean, I happen to know a case, Mamash, Erev Pesach and Erev Sukkot in the afternoon, he buried the set 1 hour to go into the holiday.
His mind is so
So you might say he is the biggest mitzvah,
Yeah.
He is the biggest mitzvah. The answer is, if you go to your bedroom, go to your basement, you have the same mitzvah as a sukkah. See, mitzvah is patur min sukkah.
Because the sukkah is making Messiah.
Only if the sukkah is the reason.
Yeah, it's not.
Let's say you have a bad cold. So if you sit in the
It's
house
cold out.
in a warm room, you don't feel as bad. The sukkah is the reason. Look at the Rambam in Chot Yeshut Sefer Nashim.
Does the person get like the credit, so to speak, for the second mitzvah that he didn't do? Because you said if he's involved in one mitzvah, it's a lower level mitzvah than the other one. And so he's not choosing, he's just going to continue doing what he's doing.
You're asking.
Is that saying
No, you're asking a very good.
I don't know.
It's a very,
What kind of credit does he
it's a
get?
very good question. But the point that there are many stories of this, but there's a fellow, the doctors told me he has to do Yom Kippur. He said I was a real Jew, not fair. And he couldn't comprehend it. He says, all my life.
You see it all the time today.
The Chazon Ish didn't tell him come to. The Chazon Ish came to his house and he told him, we are soldiers. Soldier does what he's told. So the same mitzvah that I have to fast, we have the mitzvah to eat. This is why you make a beracha before and after. You see, we like to think, but I'm missing. If you don't have to, you don't have to.
Yeah.
No, but it's difficult. It's difficult to get used to it.
So you had the question, if you give us the answer yet, if somebody is a second mitzvah and he eats the matzah, does he, and then afterwards does he have to eat it again? Does he?
The same similar question would be, this is written, Hashem Yishmor. Let's say a woman lost 2 babies because of the Brit Milah, yes? She's batul from the third. She did it anyway. Does it count or not? A doctor, Eli, a doctor, I mean, if you want it in the halachic language, a doctor told the patient, but you're talking about a real doctor, not real life. You're not permitted to eat matzah for health reasons.
It's not healthy. But she eats it.
Non-healthy is sugar and this. We're talking about it's a question of life and death. Type of question. And he ate anyway. To fulfill this question. The same question is the Brit Milah, you realize?
Yeah.
If the halacha exempt you, and you did it, which means basically.
She's putting the baby in sakana.
Right, no.
That's always something that
So even the doctor told you can't eat on Yom Kippur, your life is in danger. But
Correct,
he didn't eat any way he lived.
correct.
Does he get credit for Yom Kippur?
Correct.
Remember he told us once, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, they could have given him an intravenous on Yom Kippur, and he chose to eat. Because he said then people will not take it seriously or something.
But you see that the beauty of this story isn't I heard it from the doctor, this is why it's a chidush. He came Erev Yom Kippur to visit him, and he says, I'm happy you're here. Rabbi Feinstein says, the doctor told me I have to eat, and of course if I have to eat, I'm going to eat, but you understand better. And he examined him and he told him, yes, you have to eat. Then the doctor says to him, if the rabbi wants, I'll come back in the afternoon and hook you up intravenously. This way, you're eating, but you're fasting. So he said, no, if I have to eat, I have to eat. So the question is here, like, does it apply to me or you or not? You understand?
Yeah, we're nobody
Yeah,
cares.
I heard the
He
story.
did it too.
I heard the story from the doctor. He's not alive anymore. Dr. Mansman. The answer is it doesn't apply to me and you. Why? But Feinstein knew that every move he makes was watched by every fool. Yes?
The front page.
But Feinstein didn't want it. The doctor tells you to eat, you have to eat. Yeah. Other great rabbis said, if you can feed me intravenously and it's enough, give me.
But he was sending a message.
Exactly.
But do you have to extraordinary means?
Erev Yom Kippur, in my shul, I see a man he was tall and strong, younger than me. He comes in with a big Poland spring,
Yeah.
but he came like openly with a bottle. So I told him,
What's going
so
on?
he says, I got a new kidney 2 weeks ago. I have to drink every day 40 ounces. See, this is the point. A guy like this, if he can get the liquid intravenously,
He's in trouble.
yeah, you have to drink it. But he came because for him to be in the shul, this is what we spoke before. The way you feel is part of the healing. Ask any doctor you want. This is why before he like making the patient feel good,
better. Yeah, it's part of it.
many years ago, probably 40 years ago. There was a fellow here, he's not playing by us anymore, he's now in there. Anyway, his mother was not really religious. His mother died, Rabbi Hara and myself went to the cemetery. A few months later, we were learning in a group, and it says in the Shulchan Aruch here, before a person is dying, it's a mitzvah to tell him, listen, come, let's have a do it together. See, you mentioned before what goes on the mind of a person. See,
You're telling them that they're
no, but if you are sincerely religious, every patient really knows
what's coming.
what's coming. Okay, so maybe it's not in a week, maybe it's a month, but it's coming. But some people cannot take it, obviously. Anyway, this fellow came to Rabbi Hari and he says, why didn't you tell me? I'm saying, if you do it with my mother. Yeah. But here it is. He said it with pain. He said, why didn't you tell me? I would have said with my mother. Okay. It's very, very difficult. It's very difficult to have the perfect. If you are sincerely religious, you don't need your relative to remind you. You say, listen, I'm not coming out. It's a question of days or weeks. Look Shulchan Aruch, Perek Tetvav,
Which
פרק ט"ו, הלכות אישות, the first topic in the book,
Okay.
first topic in the book, הלכות אישות. If this is your topic, you're learning to board. Listen carefully, הלכה ב'. Maybe it says on top of your הלכות אישות, right?
Yeah.
Good. So go to פרק ט"ו, which is 15. 15, הלכה ב'.
Aisha mitzvah.
It's a fascinating Rambam. Everyone talks about this Rambam. Aish, maybe you have it, David?
Yeah.
Yes, David, yeah.
הלכה ב'. You was there, you was there page before.
Yes, okay.
האיש מצווה על פריה ורבייה, ולא האישה. A man is commanded to try to have children, not a woman. Did you ever think about it? Why not? Well, of course, a man cannot have it without a woman, but you cannot convince a single woman. Listen, there's a mitzvah of having kids. She's not obligated. What Eli says is the Sefer Meshech Chochmah says there isn't any mitzvah of the positive command that you have to physically suffer to fulfill it.
And
Giving birth.
put you in sakana.
Giving birth, I mean, today it's sakana, it's almost nothing. I mean, the time of the Talmud, so
It's not even still nowadays you hear stories.
yeah,
Childbirth. They're rare, but you do.
ומאימתי, please listen carefully to this Rambam. ומאימתי יתחייב במצווה זו, where is the earliest stage that you can come to a man? The time of the Talmud, say, listen, it's time to get married. From 17. וכיוון שעברו 20 שנה ולא נשא אישה, if you passed already 20, so 17 is the suggested time. 20, הרי זה עובר ומבטל מצוות הסבירות. Until he gets married, he's really pushing away mitzvah. Fine. Okay, so as you know, in today's day and age, it says 24, 27, because you have to get yourself up, you have to make a living. Fine. This is not our topic. Listen now to this sentence in Rambam. ואם היה עוסק בתורה וטרוד בה.
He gives you two things. Osek b'tarud. He gives you
Okay,
both.
Good. No, but the tarud בה means he's taking. Ila is like tarud here means that you take it seriously, not. ואם היה עוסק בתורה וטרוד בה. Listen good. והיה מתיירא מלישא אישה כדי שלא יטרח בבזונות ויוותר מן התורה. If you get married, you have to start to make a living. Then you wouldn't be able to learn 12 to 16 hours a day. So the reason why you're postponing your marriage is because I'm seriously learning. הרי זה, listen to the Rambam. הרי זה מותר להתאחר. You can delay, but listen to the reason. שהעוסק במצווה פטור מן המצווה. Remember, עוסק במצווה פטור. I'm עוסק now in learning. I'm פטור from the mitzvah of getting married. וכל שכן בתלמוד תורה, if עוסק במצווה פטור. It's the opposite from what everything we learn. Everyone. This is pages and pages. What does it say? The Rambam is telling that the reason why a fellow who learns seriously in yeshiva doesn't have to get married 21, 20 is because you're osek b'mitzvah. The mitzvah is learning. So if osek b'regel, but listen, the koshken drives you crazy. If osek b'regel mitzvah patur min mitzvah says the koshken Talmud Torah. It's a serious question that really forces us to go into. We started in the beginning of the week. What is the reason that the guy that learns Torah asks? We have to close the Gemara to go visit the sick man. Why? He's
not closing the book to get married.
So Eli, you mentioned the other day to support in Masechet Moed Katan brings the Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi says the Torah was given to us to teach us what to do, what not to do. Listen good. If a person is not closing the Gemara to fulfill the mitzvah, it shows that the Torah is not real Torah. Right? You know, you have I'm using an example in the seminar, yes, the 70th seminar, you have people there in Gemara. Many of them are not Hebrew University. You have a department of Talmud, yes. Some of the doctors and professors there for Talmud. The way I relate to a mitzvah because of my learning, yes, shows that my learning is for a sincere reason. So this is the reason why, says Rabbi Wasserman, but if you are only delayed, you are only delayed. Here's the key. See? If you are only, I'm saying, I'm not fulfilling mitzvah. I have a mitzvah to get married, and I'm planning to get married. But why should I use it 21 and lose 3 more years of learning seriously? Yes, there's no way. I mean, it's to me, it is the best chance in life is when you learn, when you see it about serious guys. Later, you have many family obligations that you must.
What happened to bitachon and hishtadlut and all those things that have to combine with it? The guy has to have bitachon that Hashem's going to give him the panasah, and he should have hishtadlut. He doesn't know when his next opportunity is going to come to get married.
Correct. But see, the bitachon and hishtadlut in this case is I'll make money, but the reality is that when you get married, any way you look at it, it's not the same as before. Rarely you see, it used to be more, but rarely you see that a man, I'll give an example. Friday we gave a ride to a fellow from Brooklyn to I'm sitting near the guy in the back, in front of the woman. His father was learning 10 years after he got married. It's like now, my father learns every morning. From 1 till 7, there's a business. At night, he learns again. Right? Now, you can be sure, yes, that his learning in the morning or in the evening is on a totally different level than the one that got married at 21, went to work, and learns in the morning and afternoon, because the reality is that you're busy doing other things. I mean, your bitachon is, I would definitely have a parasah. So the Rambam says, "V'im haya osek b'Torah, u'mityareh l'isa isha shelo yitrach b'mezonot yilad." Jeffrey is not saying that you wouldn't have a parasah. Jeffrey says, "Shelo yitrach b'mezonot."
Get busy with it.
You're getting busy with it.
Get preoccupied.
I have a neighbor, a very young man, but his father was in the New York Times many times. Carl from mega wealthy. So the kid is set for life. Every morning he learns for hours. He says to me when I learn. I mean, obviously his father gives him all the entire business, but he says every morning I put my phone away, no one can call me. He says the people are waiting to call me because the real big businesses. He says otherwise I would never learn. Yes.
The Kohen Gadol who's on his way out of Yom Kippur, he comes upon the Beit Mitzvah. So he's already a second mitzvah. He's on the way. Do we have a special pasuk that tells us he has us all learning it?
He's right.
You have a special
pasuk, but otherwise, not only is Kohen Gadol the entire kapara and tahara of the Jewish people, they depend. So this is.
Is that your only example, Rabbi?
No, I'm saying that one
on the road that you become the person that's to bury that.
Yeah, but in today's day and age, you're like, what is a good example of Beit Mitzvah?
No, we don't have it nowadays.
Okay, so about 45 years ago, the undertakers went on a strike.
Oh, that's perfect.
So Jewish bodies were piling.
Wow.
Rabbi Rudelman told us Bachurim in the Yeshiva, we learn in the morning and every afternoon we go to the cemetery to dig graves. This is our obligation.
COVID they were storing bodies. They couldn't bury people fast enough.
Right, but over there, you understand it. They didn't come to the undertakers who were taking over. all the Jewish bodies. Yes. כך הוא אמר, in the morning we're learning regularly, in the afternoon we're going to dig. Part of us are washing the bodies and putting it in. This is, think about it, this is mitzvah, no?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll continue בעזרת השם tomorrow. Jeffrey, are you in Brooklyn or in Nadir?
Now in Brooklyn, now we have the
Oh, I see the
Brit
band.
Milah.
I have to learn. When is the Brit Milah today?
Friday.
It's Friday.
Wow.
Bezat Hashem.
You see, Jeffrey is already on Tarut b'mitzvah of the Brit Milah. Friday, this is
You keep in the Gemara.
Bezat Hashem.
Bezat
No,
Hashem.
Gemara, we don't need any more. You're right.
Only good
Have
things.
a nice
Thank you.
day.
You too.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem.